Hey there, travelers! Welcome back to Laura's Travel Talk. Today on the channel, we're going to do something a little different. Instead of a destination, we're going to talk about travel tips and tricks. So I have a lot of friends that I've traveled with and I've worked with, and I've solicited some of my best friends and family members that have done a lot of traveling, because I wanted to get some of the greatest little hacks that some of us know, some of us don't know, but all of this to help you with your adventures through the airport, booking the travel, how to do it, how to pack, all the things. So let's sit back and enjoy, and you can meet some of my friends and family. And we're going to start off with a couple of easy tips. So let's go to the blonde lady for a food tip.
Hey there, it's Blonde Lady from Blonde Lady and Bald Guy, and I have a travel hack to share with you, the fans of Laura's Travel Talk. So, as someone who has a lot of challenges with food, things that I just can't eat or they will really hurt my body, I always pack snacks. So as much as I love to try all the international foods and, delicious treats and delicacies, there's some that I just can't have. And I don't want to get hangry. So I always pack snacks. So that is my travel hack. Pack your snacks.
Oh boy, she is not kidding. Because you never know when you are going to get stuck on a tarmac or stranded without anything to eat. So I always bring a sweet snack, a salty snack, and bring a drink with a lid. Because you never know if you're going to get a drink, there's going to be turbulence, flight attendants can't serve. You want that drink that you can close up, put down at your feet. Someone's got to get up in the aisle. You don't have to juggle the cup. Bring a drink with a lid. So now you're going to meet my cousin David and his lovely wife Corey. And he was a frequent business traveler, as was I. And his tip is always park on the same floor or the same general section of the airport parking every time you leave. Because there ain't nothing worse than coming back from a long business trip and you can't find your car. I agree with this one. So next up, you're going to meet my Uncle Ronnie. And I know he's got way more miles racked up than I do. But his tip is what you're going to wear. So he does the old tried and true Ted Otto method, which was my dad, who was a road warrior as well. And he does the black trip, the brown trip, the blue trip. If you travel with the same color scheme, the shoes, the belts, the blazer, the purses, etc., those are all the things that take up all the room in your luggage. Well, the theory is, if you're on a business trip, you've got different meetings every day, so you can reuse the shoes, the blazer, all that stuff. No one's going to know. So next up, we're going to get a tip on these vacuum sealed packing cubes from my good little friend Gia D. And she swears by these. I don't use them, but let's see what she's got to say.
Hi, I'm Gia, and today I'm going to be showing you my favorite travel hack for Laura's Travel Talk. So this is a vacuum sealed bag, as you can see, and right now I'm just going to put my clothes in here. Me and my family do this a lot when we go to Europe and like Paris or London, and even when we go visit my grandma in Arizona. So the purpose of this bag is to keep your space in your luggage, and it makes your bag a little bit lighter. So these are the package sealers for the bag. It makes it way easier than you doing it with your fingers. So as you can see right here is the sealer that you're going to use for the bag. You put it on the open mode and then it'll seal. As you can see, it's sealing, and it's way smaller than all the closures before. So this is a vacuum sealed bag. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Gia. That was impressive. It really does shrink that down quite a bit, and then you have more room to buy stuff, souvenirs, right? So next, I'm going to show you what I do. I actually use dry cleaner bags. I lay them out on the bed, and then depending on what kind of clothes you're putting on there, you 3 or 4 or 5 items, and you roll them, and you roll them snug. Because when you roll your clothes, it prevents wrinkles. And if it's in that dry cleaner bag, it helps prevent the wrinkles. So then when I get to my destination, I take out all my stuff, I unroll it, and I hang it all, and I don't have wrinkles. And if it's a long trip where I have a lot of clothes, like you see in that suitcase there, I use packing cubes, but I'll have all my pants in rolls, do one for pants, and have all my shirts in rolls and do one for shirts. Undergarments, same all the way through. Really helpful when you're packing a lot of stuff. So this next tip is from my good friend Marilyn, and it is always pack a carry-on with your medicine, your toiletries, some underwear, a change of clothes or 2, and maybe a bathing suit. And pack that bag as if you had to survive in it for 3 days. Because she once went on a 12-day cruise in Italy and ended up wearing that same pair of pants that you see in that picture and a t-shirt from every single port that she had to buy. Why? Because her luggage didn't connect from the airline to the cruise ship. Ah! Okay, this next tip, back to my cousin David and his wife and his 3 daughters, is never ever check a bag. And he says that they went to Europe for 10 days and the entire family only had carry-ons. He was very proud. And you can see my comment. This impresses me because he has a wife and 3 daughters. Nice touch. So back to my Uncle Ronnie, who is a seasoned traveler. He says, travel like Indiana Jones. So this is more of a space-saving tip again. He says to really consider what you need on that trip, because your credit cards and your cash, they don't take up any space. So you can buy something if you forgot it. And then if you travel with an over-the-shoulder, pack-safe bag, it's got all the security you need. You can keep your passport, your cell phone, your charger, pills, etc. in there. And then you can also wear it under your jacket like Indiana Jones over your shoulder. That way if your luggage gets lost or someone tries to pickpocket you, you're safe. So this next tip is from my good friend Chad. And it's, do I use a travel agent or do I not? Everything's so accessible to us these days. He's going to tell us why we should use a travel agent.
Hey, LorasTravelTalk, this is Chad. And one of my favorite travel hacks is utilizing a travel agent on your hotel stays. Oftentimes, they can book higher-end resorts or higher-end hotels, even mid-tier and up, with a special perk. For instance, at Hyatt it's Privé, at Marriott it's Stars. Credit cards also have some perks with American Express's fine hotels and resorts, as well as Chase's The Edit. Oftentimes, these rates will be the same price as you would normally book on your own, but they do include some extra benefits such as free breakfast, some resort credit, some gifts, some amenities when you check in, as well as possibly late checkout and early check-in. Safe travels.
Well, I kind of like that idea, Chad. And I have been the recipient of some of Chad's fine scheduling. So consider it. Our next stop is going to be security. Getting through airport security is so fun. And for this, we have our friend Alex. Alex says, always have a spot in your carry-on for small items so that you don't have that little tray with, see that guy with his wallet and his belt and his money? It's all there for everyone to see. And Alex says if you have a compartment that's easy to get to, a dedicated slot, just for the quick and easy, the ring, the watch, the belt, the wallet, the cell phone, at that unexpected security line, it's all put together for you. And you don't want to be putting your stuff in the nasty trays and go through the security camera or lose something or somebody steals it. All the things. So while we're talking about getting through security, my tip is use TSA PreCheck or Global Entry. So if you don't travel a whole lot, You might just use TSA PreCheck, and that's $85, but it's good for 5 years. So you get through the line. You don't have to take out your laptop or your electronics or take off your shoes or take out your toiletries. None of that has to come out of your bag. Now, if you travel a little bit more and you travel out of the country, global entry is the way to go. That's $100, and it's for 5 years as well. I know my son told me one time, he said, I'd pay the extra $100 every time I fly out of the country if I could do that every time. Because I'm telling you guys, when you start coming back into this country from another country and you get off the plane and you see that line for customs, not your line, you get to go over there to global entry. Put your passport on a window, smile, bye. Well worth it. And the nice tip is many of the credit card companies will reimburse you for that $100 fee or the $85 fee. So look into it. So this next tip was something that both Alex and I agreed on. We both agree that you should keep a copy of your passport, your health card, and maybe a driver's license concealed in somewhere in your luggage in case you lose your originals that you have with you. If you're out and about and you have a backpack or a tote, keep a copy of those in your hotel safe or in a compartment in your luggage, because the hassle of having to replace all of those in a foreign country if they get lost or stolen, ruin your trip. So this next tip was interesting. Travel mishaps and extra undies. Let's let Blonde Lady tell us a little bit about it.
Hey there, it's Blonde Lady from Blonde Lady and Bald Guy, and I have some travel hacks to share with you, the fans of Laura's Travel Talk. Alright, so here it is, plain and simple. Always pack more underwear and socks than you think you're gonna need. I'm telling you, you will not be mad at having additional underwear and socks to choose from. Pack 2 or 3 times as many as you think you're gonna need. You'll thank me.
Thanks, Blonde Lady. The funny thing about this was that I asked all of these people that you're getting tips from to give me some of their comments, and every single one of them gave me some form of bring extra underwear and socks, bring one more pair of underwear than you need, bring old ones and throw them away as you wear them, bring old PJs and sneakers and carry disposable pajamas and throw them away as you need them. Then you have extra room for more stuff on the way home. It was hilarious to me, but I just got to say, we've been in some situation, folks, and we've seen it all. Bring the underwear. So our next tip is late night flight tips, and Chad is going to tell us all about it.
Hey, LorasTravelTalk, this is Chad, and one of my favorite travel hacks is when you're taking a red-eye flight and you land at 4, 5, 6 a.m. in the morning, you're exhausted, who knows how long the flight was. One of my favorite hacks is to book the night before your arrival, so then you can check into your hotel straight away.
Thanks, Bald Guy Travel. I'm telling you, that one's a huge one, folks, because when you're flying a red-eye or, a 12 or 14-hour flight, it is awful when you are exhausted and you can't check into a room because it's the wrong time. And speaking of time, this next one is from my cousin David, and I do the same thing. Change your watch, if you have the kind of watch that you have to change the time, to a new time zone ASAP. The minute that plane door closes, because I'm telling you, it will help you with jet lag. Because you look at your watch and you're not always trying to say, okay, 5, 6, 7, blah, blah, blah. Just change your watch. I know we're running a bit long, but these are important travel tips that we have all learned through the years. And the next one is the exchange rate. And this tip is from Alex. When you're traveling international and you swipe your credit card, always choose the local currency option because you'll have a choice. Because the credit card bank will lock in that exchange rate, and the US banks will typically go with that rate that's prevalent at the time of the charge. If you pick the US dollar option, it's not going to settle out till it goes to the US. and then the foreign merchant can put what they want on there, and you don't know what rate you're going to get, sometimes unfavorable to you. So choose the local currency. So this next segment is my tip, and it's about loyalty to rental cars, to hotels, to airlines. Does it matter? Yeah, it matters. So when you live in the US, the three major commercial carriers are American Airlines, Delta, and United Airlines. And then we also have Southwest and Alaska thrown in there, depending on where you live. And the thing about having loyalty with an airline is it's huge. I've been on flights where we were delayed or we were going to miss our connection, and everybody wants to run off that plane, and they're in a fevered pitch and they're freaking out. And I look on my phone and I've already been rescheduled on another flight. Why? Because I keep my status with my airline. So my advice to you is choose an airline that the hub is near you, and then depending on where you travel the most, that's the airline you pick. If you live in the Southeast, you're going to pick Delta. If you live in the Mid-Atlantic, you're going to go American Airlines. If you live in Dallas, you're going to pick American Airlines. If you live in Chicago, you'll pick United. It's where their hubs are. The Northwest, Alaska Airlines. Southwest is a lot of places, but they're not really international. They fly to Mexico and South America, but true international are the three major commercial carriers. And it matters because you're adding up all those upgrades, ability and points and miles for free flights, no luggage fees. You get to sit in the preferred section with no cost to your seat. And sometimes you can upgrade to the next class of service, to business class or first class, for those long flights because you've got loyalty and you've accrued all those miles. 100%. The juice is worth the squeeze. Well, now that you have all the best tips and tricks needed to travel efficiently from some of my pro friends and family, I'm going to run through a quick list of great ideas as you're getting ready to fly, because it's a lot of things. And so I say, leave me some comments or feel free to print this. I can also email it to you. But I appreciate you looking at it. You've got a lot of things here. Bring a universal adapter, download offline maps, portable battery packs. Email your important documents to yourself in case you need them at the other end. Carry a scarf. It can double as a pillow. There's a whole bunch, a lot of things that you need to think about to bring, because you never know. You never know. I like my little 10-foot cord there, because sometimes I check into a hotel and the outlet for me to charge my phone overnight is across the room. I'm just saying. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I know it was a long video, but there are a lot of tips. I could continue to go on, but please feel free to ask me a question, leave it in the comments. I'm happy to get back to you with any information that you need on the travel. And thanks for watching Laura's Travel Talk. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see you next week.